Hey there, I am back with another deck review, and today we're going to be looking at Legacy of Legerdemain from designer Mike Davis. This is the debut deck for Mike Davis. He's the designer behind a company called Burlesque of North America, but also a big card magic enthusiast. And so for his initial deck, he wanted to do one that was inspired by Legerdemain, basically a fancy word for sleight of hand. Lots of different little touches throughout the deck, a really kind of simple but fun deck all the way through. So let's get into it, check it out, and see how he did. All right, starting with the tuck case. Now, if you look at the Kickstarter campaign, it says the tuck case is going to be printed by a company in Minnesota where Mike Davis is based, but I believe they ended up just using a standard kind of glossy finish tuck case from USPCC. In either case, it's done on a white stock with just black ink on it, so fairly monochromatic design all the way through, and lots of really kind of fun line work throughout here. Lots of angles and patterns all the way throughout. You get Legacy of Legerdemain in a font that I absolutely love, that kind of curled, twisting font all the way through. Large spade pip with the eye in the center. And then you can see little touches of that sleight of hand theme running through already on the front of the tuck case, with the two hands doing card spreads here on the left and the right. Really fun design overall. I like a lot of what's going on here. Lots of different sort of patterns and shapes going all the way through, but I think it all comes together in a really kind of fun look. On the side, you get Legacy of Legerdemain on both sides. Bottom has your ad copy for Burlesque of North America. That's Mike's design studio. And then the top, covered up by the tuck seal, but it says Legacy under there. And then has a couple of other hands doing sort of sleight of hand moves there, including palming a card over there. Back, it's not the back design of the cards, but more of kind of the same design theme overall. And then more ad copy here at the bottom. Not a big fan of when companies put ad copy here on the back of the deck rather than keeping it all on the bottom. But that's what kind of Mike chose to do for this one. You can see it's printed by the USPCC. Finishes out with one nice little pop of color, this bright red orange seal here with that spade pip with the eye in the center, and then Legacy at the bottom. If you open it up, more patterns with that star in the middle, little patterned eyes here on the smaller flaps, and nothing printed on the interior of the tuck. So nice, simple tuck case, nothing too special. Would have been cool with little extra pops of color, maybe even some like a matte finish and some embossing or something would have really amped this up a little bit, but simple, fun tuck case overall. All right, now into the cards, and start with the back design. So very much in keeping with the same design aesthetic that we saw on the tuck case. Lots of those lines, patterns, really nice line work overall. You get the Legacy on the top and the bottom there, and this overall, I believe, completely two-way card back design. I'm usually not a fan of putting words on the back of the tuck case, but in this case, I think the fact that it kind of folds in with the line work overall, I think kind of leaves this one a little bit better fit to me overall. And then you get that kind of thicker white poker border around the edge, and unfortunately, it's printed by USPCC, so you can see there are a little bit of centering or registration issues there. A little bit unfortunate, but again, fun back design overall. All right, and then on to the cards. Definitely very consistent throughout the deck and sort of the art style here. And so you can see the Joker, that same font. You get two identical Jokers, and they both feature this fun little illustration of a wizard. So kind of going deeper into the magic theme with the classic bearded wizard complete with the pointed hat. Again, nice little pop of that red color on there, which not many pops of color throughout this, and so you really kind of appreciate them when they come in, when they do show up. It really stands out a lot. That red really pops on this one. And being a magic themed deck, of course, it's going to have a couple of gaff cards, so you get a double backer and a blank face card. All right, on to the aces. So Ace of Spades is definitely the power ace of the deck. You get that large spade pip, again with the eye in the middle. Basically the same spade pip that we saw on the front of the tuck case. And then the really small and classically shaped pip and index there in the corner. Now I will say this here, it may look a little bit black. That's actually a dark blue color. So here, if I put it side by side, this is more of a black on the back of the cards. But you can sort of see that color difference there a little bit. Not sure why I chose to go with blue instead of black ink on this one. It's nice to have a contrast of color, but I think it probably would have looked a little bit more consistent with black personally, but just my opinion. The other three aces are much simpler. Overall, they feature just a single small pip in the center. You can see that slight customization to the pips there, giving them a little bit more of a modern feel overall. Red cards done in this little bit more orangish red color, and then that bluish color for the black cards. All right, then the number cards, they feature those same custom, very small pips overall. You do get a custom arrangement on these, which I think, especially as you get to some of the higher numbers, interesting, kind of unique arrangement. Like here's the 8 in a diamond pattern. Same thing with the 9, and then this kind of interesting diagonal pattern for the 10. But overall, nice, easy to read pips. Nothing too special on these, but I think nicely done overall. And then into your clubs, and then finish out with the hearts. All right, and then we close out with the court cards. And the court cards, again, go back to that really kind of almost chaotic line drawing style. I think it's just a really fun look overall. The art style on this one is really borrowed from the idea of these old hip hop posters. So if you go back to like the 70s and 80s hip hop posters, there were a lot of them that were kind of handmade designs or posters that would feature this fun line art style. And so that's kind of what Mike drew on as an inspiration here. The court cards, I think, really come out great. This is definitely, for me, the highlight of the deck. All of them are classically inspired. You can definitely see elements, you know, the curled hair or the crowns, the overall poses and everything that are reminiscent of your bicycle courts, but obviously all fully custom, given a full new art style. And as a nice touch, all of them have that Legerdemain or card magic theme in there somewhere. Like here you can see him holding that little ace of spades there, or the card spreads for the queen of spades. Some of them even have little like mini cards there in his hands, doing a little cut there, a one-handed cut. As you go to the red cards, the line work now is done all in that reddish orange color. Love all the little touches here, queen palming a card, or even get some famous card magic books like the Jack here, holding the Royal Road to Card Magic, one of the classics, the classic books of card magic. And then into the clubs, there's another one of the famous books there, The Inner Secrets of Card Magic. And then finally, the hearts. This is probably my favorite here, is, you know, those classic tricks where the magician will tear off the corner of the card and then reveal it in some secret way later. So there he is with the little torn off corner with the heart on it. But all of them really fun. I love the mixture of that sort of more modern style, putting in the elements of Legerdemain throughout all of the cards, but then also working in the classic elements. Like even here, you'll see like the Suicidal King with the sword raised to his head. So nice overall. Like I said, definitely a highlight with the core cards. I think you did a great job with these. Very, very fun feel to them overall. Overall, I think it's a great deck. I would have loved, like I've said a couple of times, a few more pops of color on it. It's definitely a monochromatic feel to it overall, but a lot of fun design work on here. Love the consistency of the design throughout the deck. And overall, I think not bad at all. As far as handling, these are done by USPCC on their crushed stock. So nice, really, really thin cards, and they handle really nicely overall. Always going to be very smooth handling, and that crushed stock is just that much better. Just a really soft feel to them overall. So no complaints on that front. As far as uses of the deck, I think this would be a great deck for gameplay, cardistry. I could probably use this for Magic as well. It's a little bit custom, so it kind of depends on what kind of Magic you're doing, but I think it's just a really great functional deck, and one that's worth breaking out and using and just having a little bit of fun with. So that's it. That is the look at Legacy of Legerdemain. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to pick these up. They're available from a few different places now, so go pick one up if you like what you see here. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe for more deck reviews and unboxings. Let me know what else you want to see, and I'll see you for the next one.